Good evening and welcome. Good evening and welcome. We have got Mark Gorman at 7 o'clock. He'll be with us shortly. In the meantime, um, let's listen to Mark and what he's all about.
Just waiting for some comments. So when we're coming back in, just pop in the comments that you're here. So see you. Oh, Don's in first. Don Buxton. Hi, Don. First in here. So that means you get first dibs at a request, Don. So if there's something I can do for you, let me know. And Gail Decker's in. Fantastic to see you again, Gail. Gail, not Dale. Gail. Gail Decker. Shouldn't have dropped that vodka lightly. Right, Gail. Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. I bet it's lovely there. Need to send in some pictures. It sounds like kind of farmland or something. Is it maybe like you live in a big farm or something? That'd be amazing. And Patty Higginbotham's in. Hi, Patty. And Susie Sopolesis. Sopolesa. Terrible these names. Sorry, I do apologise, Susie. I get it right sometimes. And Carla DeVos. Hi, Carla. Nice to see you. So we're all back.
Hello, Steve.
Fantastic.
Hello,
Let's get cooking then. Well, the Wonder
hello,
Review, Don.
Haley.
Right, okay, well, we'll start with that then. Right, I was going to start with something else, but we'll do the Wonder Review, Don. Since you were first in, right, we'll do the Wonder Review. As a request for you. Just let's check that out. And that'll give
We're
us a
just
bit of
waiting for
time
Mark. He shouldn't be long now.
for folk to come in while we're doing this. Right, so we all should be here. So Dawn was in first, and because of that, she gets first dibs at the requests in the comments or the Wonder Review. It's free.
We're just waiting now. Um, Mark will be here shortly. We're just waiting. Good evening, everybody. IHD, thank you very much. Hi, Haley. Um, Hi, Liz. Uh, Stephanie Rocco. Hello. Hello, everybody. He'll be here soon. And yes, very shortly. And yeah, he'll be here. We'll just wait on him now and won't be long. We're all waiting for Mark. You always got to wait for somebody, ain't you? Eh? Always. In the meantime, what I will do is that I would like to tell you about Mark. Now, I'm a sort of a person who comes out with the truth, and what I think of ETAs or people who sing Elvis songs and or just any other thing, and I'm always upfront. And I still believe that we all can can sing. And while we're waiting for Mark, all I can say is to you is this: that Mark is a very talented singer. And I remember a few months ago, I said to him, did you know you're getting a big following?" And he said, "Nah, no." And the next minute, he's advertising. He's saying, "Oh, welcome," and he's got a big site. You got a lot of followers now, Mark, ain't you?
I'm alive, Steve. Yes, I'm. Yes, well, I have. Yes, well, I've got my Memphis Smart Music Group, and there's over 1,000 members. But I don't know, Steve. They never watch me live. They must get me on replay because there's never a lot of high viewing figures, unfortunately. But I'm happy with what I've got. You know, I try my best, as I
Yeah,
say, but it could be more.
yeah. Because a while back you said to me, "Oh, who's going to follow me?" Do you remember that? And I said, "You got a great big following."
Yeah, well, it's growing. You know, as I say, people friend me all the time. After the live shows, people seem to come and friend me, and then I just send them a little private message, ask them to join my Memphis Smart Music Group, and they do. And there's more than 1,000 members now. But to celebrate, Steve, we did a live show about maybe 2, 3 weeks ago now to celebrate having 1,000 members, and we got about 12 people watching. So 12 people out of 1,000, in my book, that's not that good, you know.
Yeah,
So they
yeah,
must they must watch it on replay. They certainly don't watch it on live. But there's been a lot of us ETAs. I wouldn't say moaning about it, but just talking to each other about why are our lives so low and what's going on. And it seems to be, and I'm not joking here, right? But it seems to be, see the good ETAs, the ones who can actually sing, who have got a good vocal. We seem to have very low viewing figures. What the audience seems to go for is the youth, the look, and the jumpsuit. So if you're young, you're slim, and you're a pretty boy, and you've got a jumpsuit, you've got lots of viewers watching you live. But if you're a little bit older, like myself, with a little bit more life experience and has worked on the vocal, the audience don't seem to be that interested in you. So that's what I
no,
found.
no. Listen to me. You. Let's put all the jokes aside. When you come on here, I wind you up like chronic, right?
You do, yes, yeah.
Yes, and I'm so sorry about that.
That's
But
okay, yeah,
I
yeah,
love you coming on. So that I'm going to be serious, right?
yeah.
You are more talented, right, than any of the. We've got some. I'm always forward with people, and I'll tell you as
Mhm.
it is, right?
Yeah.
And um, and I don't care what people say. I think that ETAs out there at the moment, there are some ETAs out there where all the seats and everything and all that lot. And yes, they do give it a good try, right?
Mhm.
But the trouble is, they need a jump start, not like a jumpsuit, a jump start. They need to get their kind of priorities order where if they're supposed to be doing a tribute to Elvis, come on, let's kind of like do the tribute, not just go around kind of like wearing an Elvis suit, thinking they're Elvis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's people around, people go around wearing all these Elvis suits, popping in shops, and everything. Oh, man, give me some pounds. You know what I mean? You know, that's putting Elvis
Yeah.
down. Do you get what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say?
Exactly. Yes, it's ridiculing the legend. It's ridiculing it, and it's making it worse for people who, like myself, who do take it serious because you try to do a good job, and people are just ridiculing you. And as soon as they hear you're an Elvis tribute, they go, "Oh my goodness, ha ha ha," and all this kind of thing, and it's just not nice, But can you imagine, Steve? I know we have a lot of laughs and things, right? But can you imagine, you're behind this microphone here and you're performing your guts out like I do, and quite a lot of folk do for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. You're not getting paid for it. You're doing it out of the goodness of your heart because you love entertaining people, and you think about the viewers on the other end of the camera who are perhaps disabled in some way and can't get out to a live show. So you give your live show to them, and you see you've got very low viewing figures, and then you come off your show quite dejected. And then you pop into some other show with, some guy in a jumpsuit who can't sing for toffee, and then he's got maybe 95 viewers. You're like, what's that about? I mean, it's quite
Well,
soul destroying.
it's one particular person on Facebook, right? And he gets it, and he gets quite a bit of viewers. I won't mention who it is,
No, no, no,
and
no.
because I don't want to be. But the trouble is, you know, in my opinion, just hurry up and get him off. Hurry up and get him
Yeah,
off
yeah,
because
yeah.
you know he's taken the character like the symbol of Elvis away. If people don't get me what I'm understanding, you do not. If you are an Elvis tribute artist, okay, you don't have to sing like him. I'm not asking you to sing like him. No one can sing like Elvis.
Mhm.
But please have a good damn try and act, and kind of give it a good try. Do the best that you can. But don't float around town in a Elvis suit or pop down to a
No.
pub or kind of mock Elvis in front of people because you never know. People are fans. There are serious fans out there, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
and
yeah,
people will go on do shows like you, Mark, who is serious, who wants to get the message out there.
yeah.
You're getting poor views because some other person probably is going down KFC with a suit on.
Yeah, mate. Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. Who knows? I think it's you've got to know people, Steve. You've got to be a lot of know. I don't know a lot of people, as I say, in the industry, but as I say, if you're well known in the industry, and I came to the party quite late, as you know, because
Yeah.
all this lockdown started in March 2020. I didn't start live streaming until March 21, so I was a whole year later coming to the game because I didn't know what was happening. It was a good friend of mine who told me about it, back in January, February time of 21 this year. And I said, I didn't even know that this live streaming existed. I never need to try that. Why do I do it? Because some people say, you're off your head because you're standing there for an hour and a half, really knocking your pan in. And basically, why do you do it? I says, because I love it. I love performing. And now that the world's opened up again, it's like a rehearsal for me anyway for when I do go out and do the live shows. So I love it, and it's in my blood. So
Mark,
that's why I
Mark,
do it.
I love you to bits, and there's a lot of people out there who do. Right?
Yeah,
Let's be serious, right? I love winding you up. I love winding everybody
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
But you've got to come to a serious point in saying this, right? Doesn't
Hmm.
matter about your views, mate. Don't look at your views, right? Because
Yeah,
what they do is people will these tribute artists they go, oh, I wonder how many gold stars I'm gonna get today or whatever, right?
yeah,
Fuck your gold stars. If you want a gold star, I'll send you some. You know what I mean,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Or if you want a kind of like a Chesty badge or a gold medal, let me know. I can get one. I can
yeah,
go to you. But
yeah,
what I'm trying to say at the end of the day, it doesn't matter about the figures or the audience. Oh, okay, it does, but in a way, it doesn't because at the end of the day, if you can touch one person with your singing, right, you've done
hmm,
your job, mate. You have done
yeah,
your
yeah,
job. And I'm telling you
yeah,
something now, right? There are people out there who are following you, and I've seen all their remarks, and they love you. They love you singing. They love your genuine. You can ask anybody listening now, and they will tell you they love you for what you are. Don't
yeah,
change because you see someone wearing a suit and they're in their little flashy car going around acting like a twit and wearing an Elvis suit, right? They're not
yeah,
genuine. It's people like
hmm,
you are.
yeah, yeah. Appreciate that, Steve. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Honestly,
And as
honestly.
a Yeah, and as I say, my fans who I do have are very protective of me, as so they don't tolerate, our kind of banter and humour that we've had in the past. And, you've got to watch some of them, especially Stephanie. Stephanie's got my back and she's just commented there. And Stephanie's the admin of our group, Stephanie Vanko, and as I say, she doesn't tolerate any nonsense. And that's what I like about her, she just calls a spade a spade, I mean, I like
Look,
to be
the trouble is, right? You've got a lot of people, and that's what it's all about. You've got
yeah,
people
yeah,
going for your back. Forget about the
hmm,
numbers, right?
yeah,
Stephanie
yeah,
contacted me once, right, and had a go at me, right?
yeah, yeah,
But the trouble is, right? That's a one off the back myself, right? I thought, all
yeah,
right, then that's it. But then I come on and I mess about, and she says, right, and every time I come on, she goes, oh no, here we go, because she
yeah,
knows Stephanie and Liz know that I'm going to start winding them up while you're singing.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
All right, but I only do it for a bit of fun.
hmm,
But
hmm,
when you've
yeah,
got people who come on who make a mockery out of you and and do other things, that's not on. But
Yeah.
Don't worry about your figures. When you're singing, sing for yourself and sing for your fans, because I tell you, your fans do love you.
Yeah. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate that. As I said, I do, when I have touched a few people, I know that I've got private messages and things, people messaging me all the time and saying things. And, it's quite humbling, There's one or two people who have sent me private messages and I'm like, oh, wow, that, brings a wee tear to your eye. As I say, and it is humbling, so there you go. Yeah.
I've seen something where I've seen something remarkable a few weeks ago where you have to come off for the first half because Facebook won't let you carry on. And people
Yeah.
were saying, and I got Stephanie was there going, don't go. If you're back in a minute. And she was keeping everybody together online, and there were other people doing the same thing. And the truth is, it's like a family. You got a little bit of a family there.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I love it. I mean, as I say, I really, really enjoy it. We've actually got a fan club set up now. It's called, what's it called? I can't remember the name of it. Mark's Memphis Bells. So they've got that set up, and it's for all the older ladies who appreciate the music I do. So it's quite funny.
All right. Okay. Did you
yeah.
know about this, Liz? He's got a lot of women after him now.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah. So Liz doesn't watch anymore. So as I say, well, as I say, it's nice. It's the older generation, Steve. I was saying to some people, the older generation are marvelous. I mean, I would never knock the older generation. There's so much, how could you say, class and manners and morals there that the younger ones don't have. These kind of millennials, they don't have any morals at all. You know what I mean? I don't know how they've been brought up by their parents, but some of them are just, you should see some of the messages I get, from some of these younger women, and you're like, for goodness sakes, I just have to ban them. But why would people do that? It's funny, but sometimes it can be quite scary. I've had a few
Can I just ask you a couple of questions about this?
Yeah.
Because we all know that you're with Liz, and and the trouble is, does Liz get jealous because you got all these women contacting you?
No, it's just a job, Steve. It's a job. You know what I mean? I mean, as I say, see if your job was like, say if you were a gynecologist and that was your job, right? In there every day, whatever, right? And you came home at night, would your wife be jealous of you?
Depends. Depends.
I'm jesting now, obviously. I'm having a little bit of laugh.
Yeah, I know. You're getting your own back on me. I know. But no, but I do the same with Mark. I get Mark Memphis on, and I do the same with him on a
Yeah.
Like we on a Monday night. I wind him up. But the trouble is with you, right? You are well liked, and the first time I watched you, I thought, gosh, we've got a decent singer on here, and the trouble is, I was looking out for you about because you didn't go to Porthcawl, did you?
I didn't know because, if I'm honest with you, I was trying to go, but it's too expensive, Steve. We had a lot of gigs up here in Scotland, and we couldn't leave the paying gigs up here to go down there and spend, you have to pay for the petrol up and down. You have to pay for accommodation and everything else, And people had said to me, well, my good friend Gillian Toogood, she almost runs Porthcawl. And she was telling me, oh, you'll get your gigs down there, no problem. You'll get full pay, the full going rate and all that. And Steve, it sounded very, very interesting, right? But I thought in the back of my mind, I'll turn up there to do the gigs and I'll be told, oh, well, you can't really get the going rate because you're an unknown quantity, and you've never been here before. So why don't you go in and sing for free or sing for pennies or whatever? And I couldn't afford to do that, Steve, because driving all the way down there, from Scotland, it's round the corner for you almost, not quite, but you know what I mean? But compared to being in Scotland, driving down, it's like nearly 500 miles or something, and as I say, it's a long, long journey, and it's not that. You'd be tired, absolutely exhausted after all that driving, and then to try and jump on a stage and perform, and maybe not get paid for it and be out a lot of money. I didn't want to chance it, but I did say I will be prepared for next year, and I'll definitely go next year, God sparing, and we'll see how it goes. But we'll definitely go down next year and see how we go on.
Yeah. A couple of questions,
Yeah,
really. I've got a couple of questions from some of your fans, but
yeah.
definitely want to ask you to marry her, by the way.
I see that. Yes, yes. A lot of the women ask me to marry them, Steve, but I've managed okay. I'm nearly 57 and I've not married yet, so I'm quite happy. Stephanie, you behave. I'm going to have to go and have a nap. That's what she says to me, Steve. See if I say it to her, she says, go have a nap, Mark. Because she's a younger woman. I think she's in her mid-30s or something. And I'm, approaching 60. Every time I come up with some sort of thing, have a nap, Mark.
Yeah. What I want to ask you about is some people, some fans of yours are saying, when are you actually coming into England or coming around, like the southwest, or you can southwest London or whatnot to do gigs and stuff?
Yeah, yeah. I'd love to do it. See, if I'm honest with you, see, in Scotland, there's not an awful lot of work for what I do. There's a few clubs I've been in recently and they've loved me, but the majority, there's not a lot of work in Scotland. Unfortunately, we're obsessed up here in Glasgow area with religion and football, Celtic and Rangers and all that kind of thing. They don't seem to like rock and roll and Elvis and whatever I do, And I find down south that there seems to be lots of all these working men's clubs and the British Legions and all that who love all that kind of stuff. And I was seriously thinking about it. I said, why don't I go down for a month and maybe rent a wee property somewhere for a month and see if I can get some bookings? I'd have to obviously have the bookings up front to afford the property, obviously,
Yeah,
I wouldn't like to go down and spec. So I'm looking into maybe getting a manager in that area who could maybe get me the bookings and say, well, Mark, look, we've got you, bookings for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every week for a month. And if I had that, I could go maybe rent a wee place for a month and, try it. I mean, I'm up for it, definitely, because, as I say, it's in my blood. I want to try it before I get too old. I think there's maybe, if I'm realistic, Steve, I've got maybe 10 good years left in me, God sparing, for performing. Because once you get to a certain age, you really can't go out there anymore,
Yeah, but you've got these fans who follow you each
Yeah,
weekend, and majority of them are in the UK.
yeah,
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
in England, sorry.
In England, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and they
Well,
probably
a
want to see
lot.
you live
Well, yeah. There's a lot of them in the
in
States as
person.
well.
In person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if they kind of said, I think we need to make this happen, guys. I think we need to sort this out. I think we need to get a venue in kind of like in England where we are, and we need to get
Yeah,
you down here. And
yeah.
you know, that's what we need to do. That's what we need to try
Yeah,
to do, seriously.
sounds like a plan. My vocal coach said the very same thing. She says, stop going into all these working men's clubs and things and whatnot. What to do is, she says, think about it. Go hire a small theatre. Hire it. You can actually hire these theatres, believe it or not. Go
Yeah.
hire one, maybe a year in advance down the line, and start selling the tickets.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of price to charge, and see how your ticket sales go. And obviously, if it sells, then you go ahead with the show. And if it doesn't sell, then you just give the people their money back and you cancel the booking. But I don't know if it would work. She said, go and work with a live band, and I
Listen to me.
mean,
Listen to me. If someone would have arranged something, would you ever come to England and sing?
in 5 minutes, Steve would be on the next train down or the next flight. Definitely,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'd be there. I'd be up for it. Definitely. Yes. Yeah.
Right.
For
Okay.
sure. As I
Okay.
say, the only problem I have, and probably it's because of my age, and I've been entirely honest and serious with you here. See, the older you get, the harder it is to learn the lyrics of new material. Right? Don't get me wrong. I know a lot of Elvis songs. I don't know them all. Right? I know a lot of them. Maybe I know maybe about 50, 60 off by heart that I could sing off the top of my head. But to learn new songs, it's keeping the lyrics in your head, because as I'm not being funny here. People say you're not old, but you're not as young as you once were mentally. You're not as sharp as attack as you once were, and
But
you can't keep the lyrics.
You don't have to be. Look, Joe Longthorne, he wasn't an Elvis singer, but I
Yeah,
remember going to watch him, right? And he was
yeah,
late. I can't remember what, but I watched him about 3 months before he died. And the
yeah,
trouble is, he was a really good, and he was older than you. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
and the trouble is, I think if you came to the UK, if you came to England, right, you got a majority of fans who follow you. I reckon that place would be packed out.
I'll tell you what, Steve, you arrange it, right? You arrange it, and we'll cut you in a deal. I don't know, 70-30.
I'll tell you what I do. Right, I've did this to somebody else. I'll arrange it for you.
Yeah, you do
I
that,
don't want
definitely.
I just want a couple
Yeah,
of beers.
couple of beers, right? I'll come down, meet you, have a couple of beers, and as I say, I'll sing Suspicious Minds for you live. No problem.
Okay, guys.
Yeah,
Guys, we're going to make this work. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. When I say I do something, I'll do it.
well, you do that. I'd be delighted, Steve. You can come up on stage with me, sing along
No,
for
I'm
sure.
okay. Thank you. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'll bother be at the bar having a drink.
Right, okay. Well, if you can arrange that, I'd be delighted. I'd be down in a jiffy, definitely. If it's financially viable to do it, I'll be there,
Right.
definitely. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna put this out. Who wants Mark to come to England, all the way from Scotland, to do a gig? Right. If you know, contact me and we'll arrange it for next year. We can do that.
Right, okay. You've
And
got a
you're
deal.
smiling there, and you're thinking, he's winding me up again.
No, not at all. I mean, if you've got the clout and the know-how and all that to do that, I would be fabulous, Steve. I'd be delighted to do that. I mean, as
Right.
I say,
Okay.
I would be there.
We will.
Yeah,
I will arrange it, and
yeah.
I promise
But
you, I will.
all I'm saying is it's got to be financially viable. I'm not talking about getting 2 million quid or something for it. What I'm talking about, it's got to pay for the petrol and the accommodation and all that because I can't be out of pocket. You know what I mean? So as I
Oh
say,
no,
as
you're
long
not
as
going to be out of pocket.
yeah, yeah,
You're not
yeah.
going to be able to make a pocket. You're not going to. I'll probably pay you £2.50 or something like that.
That's my usual fee usually. Yeah, how did you know that?
Now, what is your use? I'm not going to talk about your usual fee on here because
Yeah, yeah,
there's a lot of people watching.
yeah,
But
yeah.
but at the end of the day, how much do you usually charge for a pub gig?
Well, the going rate depends. I mean, it depends whereabouts it is, how far away it is, but the going rate can be like from to 500 quid. For a pub gig, 200 probably.
Well, there you go.
But
There you go. So
yeah.
anyway, but the trouble is, more tickets you sell, the more better than it
Well,
is,
that's it. Yeah,
and I
yeah,
reckon you'll
yeah,
be all right.
yeah, yeah. Fantastic.
Stephanie
Sounds
will
good.
Stephanie will help me.
Oh, I'm sure she will. Yes, definitely. I'm sure she will.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
Stephanie will
sure.
help. We're gonna make this.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this happen, Steph. Honestly.
Oh, that'd be
Honestly.
wonderful to do that. I would love to do that. It'd be great. Absolutely
Yeah.
great. I mean,
Yeah.
there's one of my one. This is a lovely story, Steve. I'll tell you very quickly. One of my viewers works in a not a care home. I don't know what you would call it, but it's a kind of a home for people with special needs who live there permanently. Not older people as such, but just people with special needs and learning difficulties. And she's based in the States. And what happens is when I do my shows, the time I do them here in the UK, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning her time. And she was watching me on Facebook, and her boss, who manages the home or whatever you'd like to call it, basically was getting her into trouble for watching Facebook. And she showed him what I was doing. And he was, well, that's wonderful, And what she does now, when I do my live shows, she lets all her clients watch it, and it's like how can I say, it's like a show for them, me performing it. And she told me
Uh,
that. And I was humbled by that, Steve. I went, oh my, a wee tear came to my. I says, isn't that lovely? You know what I mean? That she's doing that. I was delighted that I could help.
see, and that's it. You're touching people's hearts, see?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 And it's like Stephanie. Hers is broken at the moment because you said you're not going to marry her.
Yeah, I know, I know. I'm just that kind of guy, I'll need to. I don't know. She's getting a Christmas CD, Steve. The Christmas bonuses. She's getting a Christmas CD and all that, free of charge. She's getting a
So
DVD free of charge. She's getting a glossy 10 by 8 signed photograph free of charge. I mean, all that costs to a normal punter, I don't know, 30, 40 quid, and she's getting all that free of charge. Plus, she gets personal contact with me all the time. She's chatting to me every day. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people get that.
um, anyway, so I hear that you are going to have a. Is it you're going to have a DVD? Is that I hear something?
Well, I'm looking into it, Steve. I'm looking into it to see if we can, basically do that. But the figures, I mean, see, to press all those DVDs and make them all up. I mean, I've got to, I'm not looking to make a profit as such, but I'd like to if I could, but as long as I make all the money back. But at the minute, there isn't an awful lot of interest there. Maybe getting one or two people wanting a CD. I can't go and run off. I'd spend about 2 weeks in the studio recording, and then because I had this idea of running the CD off, but it costs a lot of money, and I can't really run off maybe 100, 200 CDs, whatever, at a certain cost, and not get that money back. To run off 200 and only sell two, it just doesn't. It's not financially viable.
No,
So I'm,
no.
so I'm on my Memphis Smart Music group page. Just the other day, I put a post up saying, what can I do, people, to get more viewers, to get more interest? Bump, bump, bump. Please tell me. I will answer every single message personally. Please let me know what I can do to allow you guys to watch me. And some people have suggested that it's Facebook's fault. When I go live, Facebook is not alerting them to me going live and they're missing the show. So I've tested all that. And I found that to be false, because when I've went live, Facebook is alerting people. I think what it's been is, it's the time of day that I'm doing the shows. I mean, usually on Elvis Tribute Artists, I'm on at 4:30 in UK time, which is 9:30 in the morning Central in the States, 10:30 Eastern. Who's going to listen to Elvis at that time in the morning? They're maybe just getting out of their bed, they're having their breakfast, whatever, So what I'm doing now, I'm doing a little experiment. Tomorrow's show is at 9 o'clock tomorrow night, and which is 4 o'clock in the day, US time, Eastern. So I'm hoping that I'll get more viewers that way, because a lot of them are American, and I love the Americans. They're amazing people, and as I say, they're so enthusiastic about Elvis, over there. So that's where my viewers are coming from, mainly. One or two in the UK, but mainly in the States. And as I say, so I'm doing tomorrow at 9 o'clock. We're going to see how that goes. And then the following Wednesday, I'm going to go at 10 o'clock at night and see how that goes. And then the week Wednesday after that, 11 o'clock at night, and keep making it a little bit later, because I'm a bit of a late bird anyway, so it doesn't bother me. And I'll keep going later and later till I find that sweet spot where we're getting the most viewers. And whatever that time is, I'll basically stick to that time, That's how I plan to do it.
The trouble is, though, people are kind of like sharing your page, like Stephanie, and I see Ailey Jones has done it a few times, and
Yeah,
other
yeah,
people are sharing your page. What
yeah,
do you think that's happening then? Because you got over around about 1,000 people now on your Facebook.
yeah.
What do you think? What do you think the problem is?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, as I say, that's why I put the post up saying, attention all members, what can I do to get more interaction here? And I think I've got about 7 or 8 people responding. So 7 or 8 people responding to a post with over 1,000 members. There is something, I call it, Steve, my word for it is the secret sauce. And whatever that secret sauce is at this minute in time, I do not have that recipe, so I'm trying to find out what it is. I might have to employ the services of some sort of professional marketing person. I don't know. But as I say, we need to do something, But it's just finding what that is. I mean, I was on a show, I was on another site on Saturday there, doing a show with a girl called Cheryl Pierce, Priest rather, and she runs Elvis and Friends across the world. And she manages quite a few people. So I was, looking to try and get involved in what she's doing. So I said to myself, only, natural. I'm going to that site and there's 22,000 members on that page. I'm going to have quite a lot of people watching me. I went on that page on Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. I had 9 people watching, 9. And I'm like, and out of the 9, 7 of them were my own followers and only 2 were from that page. So 2 out of 22,000. So I look at it, I must be doing something wrong somewhere. I don't know what it is, but when I find out what that secret sauce is, my goodness, I'm going to use it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also, I'm going to tell you a little secret as well.
Yeah.
What you find sometimes is that people will, you'll probably laugh at this, but people will buy views. Do you know that?
No, I didn't know. No.
Yeah,
5
certain,
views.
yeah. So what you can do, you can actually buy views. So you can actually kind of like go on Facebook and you can kind of like pay, right? And people will go on your Facebook and view your Facebook, and all what they
Mm-hmm.
do is say click a like, click a like, click a like. You don't know them, and when you wake up in the morning, you probably got around about two, I don't know, say like 26,000 views. But really,
Yeah.
they're just Facebook getting people just to click,
All right.
for the
Okay.
sake of
Yeah.
it because they're getting paid for it. You get what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say?
Yeah. But
And
see,
that's what, yeah.
see what I find is, see if I do a live show and maybe wait a day or so and go back to the replay, I see myself basically with 1.4 thousand views. I'm like, well, that's great, and that I believe that is true. I don't think that's any kind of clickbait thing or anything. But what I find
But you
is,
don't need.
oh,
But you don't need to, Mark. You don't need to do that. You
yeah,
don't need to buy the views. I'm just saying there are some people out there who do it because they
yeah,
want to be big. You don't need to do things like that. You've got a following of around about probably over 1,000 people.
yeah,
To me, I reckon it's a time, but you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
because not many people's around that time of
That's
day.
it, yeah. Because I'll go on the show and start my stream, and I'll see 7 people watching or something, or 8 people watching. I want to basically get more viewers. I want to get more viewers live watching me. I mean, I'd like to get up to maybe 50 or 60 or something. That'd be great. That'd be a dream come true to have that many people watching.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that
It's
that
like
that would be nice. Yeah. See.
Patricia saying use your credit creator studio. Now
Yeah.
on your Facebook, you've got creator studio, and that's what we. Sorry, got to bear with me because I've got sore tooth. But on
Yeah.
there, you can. That is a good idea, actually. Well done, Patricia. You can do that because that gives you more. You can do anything on that kind of like Facebook page. You can
Yeah.
create your own kind of like website, your own kind of you can put different things on your screen and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that'd be good. But but with the views, I wasn't asking you to buy the views. I was saying that there's a lot of people out there, right? And I know there are people out there who buy views because they want to be big. Don't buy them. That's not genuine. You
No.
don't need
No.
to buy them.
Yeah. 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 Well, as I say, I use Facebook Live Producer, and I go in there and basically just take my stream key and basically put it into my software that I use called OBS, and I stream from that, and it tells you, to put up little banners and things and all that. It's it's a minefield. It's a profession in its own. Being one of these kind of social media marketing people, and I don't have the time. As interesting as it is, I don't have the time to go into all that. So I would love, help in that area if anyone wants to help me.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
yeah,
I'll have a look at it and see what we can do, and I'll
yeah,
help you do it. Sort it out, yeah.
fabulous. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, super.
Yeah. Because I think Patricia's right. What she's saying is that
Yeah,
you might as well use it when you got it.
yeah,
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
definitely.
So
Yeah,
you might as
yeah.
well.
I seen Patricia's comments coming up there. I couldn't read them quick because they went away too
Sorry,
quick for
sorry.
me.
I'll
But
do that
yeah,
again. Sorry.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Right, Patricia, you're on board. Then you're hired. If you want to do it, the job's yours. Right? Definitely.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like oh, what's his name? Oh, what's his name? I haven't seen him on my Facebook. Patricia's boyfriend. What's his name? Um, what's Patricia's boyfriend called again? Um, I can't remember anyway. But and he's got a Facebook. He's got like a kind of like a he's got one of these fanciful Facebook things. I don't know how he does it,
Hmm.
but you can do something like that. But anyway, Patricia will help you anyway. She said.
Oh, fabulous. That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Anyway, what have you got for the last 5 minutes? What have you got planned for the next month or so? Because Christmas
Well,
is
for
coming up soon.
yeah, for the next month, well, we've got lots of live gigs coming up, and I've got to rehearse a lot of new material, and get all that kind of going, and maybe try and work on a CD. I don't know, but to do a CD, I'd really need a lot of response, and we're not getting the response, so it doesn't merit doing it. But as I say, with live gigs coming up now, I'm kind of working. I wouldn't say I'm overweight. I'm probably about maybe 2 stone overweight, if I'm honest. And it doesn't look it. I appreciate it, but it's all around my stomach and things. So I've really got to get fit. And because I found going back on out in live circuits and things, trying to dance and move about, I'm out of breath. So I need to get a bit fitter. I need to do a little bit more walking, lose a bit of weight, learn more songs, and get ready for the Christmas gigs coming. Yeah, definitely.
And are we going to see a wedding next year?
No, definitely not. No, not
No.
unless I don't know if Sandra Bullock and Meg Ryan becomes available. But I'll certainly do it for them. But I'll be at weddings. I'll be the entertainment.
Right. So there's no Liz and Mark wedding then?
No, definitely not. No, no,
Oh,
definitely
right.
not.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no.
Right. Okay then. I'll
Mhm.
keep my mouth shut because
Yeah.
I've
Okay.
been
Thanks,
told off
Steve.
by Stephanie.
Yeah, I've been told by my vocal coach as well. When Steve approaches that subject, just say, "Don't talk about personal stuff, Steve. Keep it business-like."
Yeah, I've been told that too. I've been told that by Mum. Rick, that's it. Rick doesn't do
Yeah,
Steve, but
yeah,
he
yeah,
should do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because as I say, the fans are very protective, as you've seen, and as I say, I just don't want you to be in a fight with them because I don't think you'd win, and neither would I. See if I say the wrong thing to the fans, I'll be right there with you, kicked in the gutter.
Yeah,
Especially
yeah.
Steph. Steph is
Oh, that's
very, very
Stephanie.
protective,
She's evil, isn't she?
Yeah, but she's great. I'll tell you, she doesn't mince her words. She calls a spade a spade. That's what I like about her. She's totally honest and upfront. A lot of people don't like that. I mean, I don't know. You see a lot of
Mm.
two-faced people on Facebook and all that. They're saying this is great, that's great, and behind your back, they're. But Steph, right down the middle, she sees it as it is and just calls a spade a spade. You know what I mean? And I like that. I hate people. You never know where you are with them. One minute, you're here, and. But Steph is just right across, straight as a die, and just calls it as she sees it, and you can't get a better person than that. You know what I mean? That's a great quality to have.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
well done, well done. And I hope that that everything goes well for you for the next couple of months. If I don't see
Thanks,
you
Steve.
before
Yeah.
Christmas, I'm serious. Have a good Christmas.
You too.
And
You too. And in 2022, we're doing this show down in England somewhere.
I'm going to set it up here.
Right. Okay.
When I
Brilliant.
see how
Look forward
quickly
to
I
it.
do it. And
Right.
Steph, you're safe now. Don't worry. I'm being nice because you're on. When did she go off so I can start joking around with you?
I don't know. I'll just check our status at the minute. Yeah, she's still there. As soon as the wee green light goes off, I'll let you know. Okay.
Yeah. Steph, someone's at your front door. Mark,
Yeah.
thank you very much for coming on and giving us
Pleasure,
time.
Steve. Absolute pleasure. I'm glad we sorted everything out. It's a pleasure to speak to you. It's always a pleasure to come on. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you everybody. Bye bye now.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.